ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Hi there, and welcome to my first proper ride on Attila the Guerrilla. Now, I was intending today to ride up to Cala Alto, the observatory, as I have done with all of my new bikes previously, but I've got a feeling that at this time of the year it's a little bit too cold to be doing that sort of thing. I've just been through some rather wet, salty looking patches to get here, and I think the higher I go, the more wet and the more salt we're going to encounter, so I think we'll give that a miss today. But anyway, yeah, this is my first proper ride with Attila. I'll just give you a quick walk around. So yeah, these are the Meteor Road Tech tyres that I've had fitted. Then we've got the headlamp grille and this instrument cowl. I also have these petite crash bars, engine crash guards, which are barely visible. They're very small, which is good. I don't like honking great big crash guards on bikes. And this is what the Road Tech rear tyre looks like. I think this bike looks good from a number of angles. It's looking good from the rear. From either side. I think the nicest angle is actually from the front. When you get down a bit lower, it looks quite mean and moody. And then of course from here as well, it's looking very good. So I'm very happy with my colour choice. I think the matte silver with the black parts looks really good. It's got a nice contrast to it. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the bike turned out. I like how it looks in daylight. The colour definitely looked different in the shop, but to see it now in natural light, I really like the colour. So I think Attila's a bit of a handsome boy. Right, so I think that's enough looking. Now let's do some riding. Right, so let's get back to the good part. Let's get back to the riding. Now, one thing I'm not too happy about is I don't seem to have a any kind of a temperature gauge or temperature warning here. I don't have idiot lights for it, and I don't know whether anything would appear on the screen. What I can show you is I do have the engine modes, even though I don't have a posh screen. If I press the mode button and hold it, eventually Eco flashes up. So now we're in Eco mode, and if I press it again and hold it, it should disappear, and then we're in performance mode. There we go. got to be a bit careful here with this corner, make sure nobody's bombing up the road. Yeah, so they've definitely been putting salt on the road up here, so that's not great if we hit a wet bit, so we're trying to avoid that. But I'll just go as high as Las Menas and then I'll start heading back down, because I think definitely Cala Alta is going to be quite salty and wet by the look of it. Well, here we are on Attila, and so far I'm loving it. My bike actually feels significantly better than the demo bike. It seems to ride nicer, but then I think that might be down to the tyres. That I've had fitted, and also the engine feels a little bit livelier than the other one. So yeah, it feels like it's going to be a good bike. So yeah, with this display, of course I'm missing the rev counter, which I don't mind too much. I'm just running the bike in by ear, just not revving it too hard and not letting it lug too much. So yeah, the rev counter I'm not missing. Yeah, I'm a bit worried whether I'd ever get any kind of temperature warning if the fan stopped coming on. On my bike so far I haven't heard the fan, but obviously I've only been riding very infrequently. Just a little trip up here. You can see the salt on the road, so that's not great. Yeah, so with these temperatures it's unlikely that the fan would need to come on anyway, I imagine. But yeah, really liking the bike so far. I only managed, today's the Saturday after the live show, so they delivered the bike yesterday, Friday, in the afternoon, and yesterday I only rode it down to the petrol station to fill it up with fuel for the weekend. So this is literally my first proper ride, and yeah, I'm liking it so far. I'm not liking the salt, it's a bit annoying. Still, fortunately, most of this bike's painted. It doesn't have a lot of blingy bits on it, so probably not too much of a problem. Yeah, so on the way up here I was trying to get the new tyres scrubbed in a little bit. Obviously the centres are scrubbed in, but the sides of the tyres, so I've been getting on the side of the tyre a little bit coming up here, and I shall continue to gradually scrub the sides in before we go crazy. So yeah, thanks to those of you who turned up for the live show, and I've noticed that quite a few of you have actually watched it after the event, so that's very good, thank you for that. Yeah, I did survive the eggnog unscathed. It was absolutely fine. The only thing was I had such a sugar shock from all of that eggnog, I couldn't get to sleep that night. I was awake all night, so in the end I gave up and got up and got out of bed. So come Friday, of course, I was absolutely knackered, and then Friday morning I get the call from the dealer saying, can we deliver the bike today? And I thought, oh, that's not really ideal, but yeah, okay. So yeah, that's what we did on Friday. We took delivery of this, and they picked up the Suzuki, and that all went well. And they expressed an interest in my Malaguti 2-stroke 50 scooter. So I might have to consider selling that, because apparently the youth, when their parents buy them a scooter, what they don't want is a 4-stroke 50. They only want a 2-stroke, and apparently the 2-stroke 50s are getting really hard to find these days, so they're actually worth quite a bit of money. So yeah, if I can get a decent wedge for it, I think I would sell it, because I don't use it that much. yeah, judging by the amount of salt here, as we get towards Cala Alto, I think it's going to become pretty bad. So best to give that a miss now until the spring arrives, I think, because the last week the temperatures here really dropped. We were down to like 5 degrees during the day, so obviously up here they've taken precautions, because what was it, last weekend there wasn't any salt up there at all, but obviously during the week they've decided it's getting critical now, so they've done it. So yeah, we can't come up here anymore really until the springtime. So yeah, I'm liking the instrument panel. I think it's really good. As I said, I don't really miss the rev counter. I'm just running the bike in by ear. That should be fine. And the only slight thing that I am missing is any kind of a temperature warning light. So I don't know what will happen if the bike ever starts to overheat. So yeah, we should just have to find out, I guess. But other than that, I don't feel like I'm missing out at all. It was quite funny actually. I was browsing through the user manual earlier today, and probably about 2/3 of the user manual is dedicated to the Tripper Dash. It's like all of these pages and pages and pages about the Tripper Dash. My dash doesn't even get mentioned, but you know, some bikes might not have that dash. So basically I've had to find out all about my dash by just pressing buttons and seeing what happens. So that's alright, but I just thought it was worth mentioning. It's almost like this dash doesn't exist in Royal Enfield's eyes. Yeah, I'm really appreciating the suspension on this bike, to have Showa suspension. It's just a lot less crashy, you know, it just properly works. It's compliant but also damped, and it does feel night and day difference to the Himalayan or the Meteor suspensions. Just feels like yeah, you've got some proper quality suspension underneath you. The feeling through the front is excellent. So I think once I get the tyres scrubbed in, we should have some fun with this in the bends, I think. Certainly feels very sporty and up together. So I did have other videos planned for this week, but then, because I thought the bike would probably arrive this week, so the videos with that would be after Christmas. But as the bike arrived yesterday, and my short video was out of focus for some reason because my iPhone refused to focus, I thought you really deserve a proper look at the bike, so I thought we would change plans, just go for a little local ride today and give you some proper shots of the bike. So hopefully now you've seen enough of Attila to satisfy your curiosity. I think I'm going to be doing most of the running in off of YouTube, because I don't want to just be doing guerrilla content on the channel, because I've got the 2 other bikes. I need to take Norman up a trail, I need to take Buddy for rides, but obviously I want to get this bike running as quickly as possible, so to avoid only filming guerrilla rides for the next month or so, I think I'm going to try and ride the bike every evening after work and get it running that way. So I'm going to try and keep the mix of bikes going on the channel, and yeah, I really do want to get the 2,000 kilometers onto Attila as quickly as possible. Attila the Guerrilla, there you go. Yeah, so I want to get him running obviously, because I think that's when it really starts to make sense, when you can thrash him a bit. So I should probably be doing that off the channel by and large, with the odd exception. Right, so we're a bit lower now, so hopefully it should stay nice and dry here. yeah, these roads are just a good opportunity to just start scrubbing in the side of the tyre a little bit at a time. But yeah, as I said in the walk around, I think the bike looks better in the metal and in broad daylight. The colour and the combination, the contrast between the silver and the black, I think it just looks really smart. When I was at the petrol station filling up yesterday, the petrol pump attendant was the other side of the pump filling up a car, and he couldn't take his eyes off of Attila, so that's always a good sign. And another good sign was I had trouble shutting the garage door last night, because every time I went to shut the garage door I had to have another look at Attila. So yeah, it's definitely got that one last look vibe, so it must be an attractive bike, I'm guessing. Yeah, this road on the other two bikes is horrible because it's quite bumpy under this surface, but this is just really doing a good job of soaking it up. Oh yes. Yeah, I don't know if it's these tyres, but I do like how this bike feels now when it's riding across the surface. It just feels so much better than the demo bike. It feels proper sporty, but also smoother. It's really nice. Yeah, the decision to change the tyres, well, I did think initially, especially to save a bit of money, I'd just run those tyres for a bit, and then once my bank balance had recovered, get them to fit some proper road rubber. But then I thought, yeah, but that would mean an extra trip, and then in the first few months I'll be wobbling around on those Seat tyres, not knowing whether I'm being tyre limited or whether that is all that the bike's got to give. And I thought, well, the only way to really be sure and to save a trip is to just tell them before you deliver the bike, put some extra tyres on it. So that's what I did, and I must say I'm feeling an improvement. I think this feels better than the bike did on the Seat, the demo bike. And I've still got the Seat tyres in the garage, a new set of tyres. So if I ever need to change tyres and I'm feeling very economical and I don't want to spend any money, I've got those tyres to put on the bike at a later date. But I just felt like for the initial period where I want to get to know the bike and get a feel for the bike, I wanted to be on the tyres that I was going to be on. Otherwise, when you do change tyres, you start from scratch again. So I think it was the right decision. And of course the tyres were actually paid for by what I got for the Suzuki anyway, so that was that helped me to make that decision, because I figured, well, that's actually not really going to cost me anything. I might as well use that Suzuki money to get the tyres that I want on here. This just feels so different to the other two bikes. I mean, there's nothing about this bike that says Royal Enfield anymore. There's nothing about it that makes you think this is a Royal Enfield. It just feels like a very good modern motorcycle. So it's very different, and also when you fire it up, it's got quite a fast idle, which I'm not used to at all. I keep thinking, oh, the throttle must be stuck, what's it doing? But no, that is actually how fast it idles. So yeah, that takes a little bit of getting used to if you're used to the thumpers. Oh, this is so good, because this bit's really bumpy. and you can feel the bumps, but it's just dealing with them. It's not unsettling the bike. They're not, the tyres are staying in contact with the road. Yeah, it's just much better. That's really good, because I really dislike this road on the other two bikes. It's really uncomfortable. Oh, fantastic job, Attila. So impressed by that. I think this is going to be fantastic once we get some warmer weather and this road surface heats up a bit and the tyres heat up a bit. I think there's going to be a lot of fun to be had. Yes, indeed. Fantastic! This is so good. And the beauty of it is, even though it is another Royal Enfield, it is so different to the other two bikes, and you're going to ride it in a probably more enthusiastic manner than you would ride the other two bikes. So yeah, it's definitely an addition, you know, it's not like duplicating any of the bikes that I already have. So yeah, it's definitely worthy of a place in the fleet. Oh, that's lovely. Woohoo! Yep. No buyer's remorse, I gotta say. It took me long enough to decide, but when I did decide, it was because I weighed it up properly, the pros and cons. And now that the bike's here, I think I can safely say I would have been missing out if I'd decided not to buy it. So it was good that I did. I mean, even now when I'm not allowed to use many roads, it just feels so much quicker than the other two. You always feel like there's plenty of power on tap. So again, that just adds to the way that it feels so different to the other two. I'll be interested to see what the fuel economy is like and the range. I mean, we're currently in performance mode. I don't know whether that's going to make any difference. I have my doubts. People seem to think the eco mode just smooths things out when you're riding around in traffic in first and second gears, which sounds reasonable. I doubt if it makes a huge difference out on the road to the fuel economy, despite it being called an eco mode. I like that little cam drive whistle that these bikes have. I think that's quite cute. Reminds me a little bit of my Street Triple R. But it's a little bit more subtle here, not quite loud. And the funny thing with this bike as well, normally, like, you know, when you get a new bike, you're quite tense, you know, especially the first couple of rides. And I haven't had that with this at all, really. I've just jumped on it and thought, alright, it's my bike, let's go. I don't know whether that's because it's got a low seat height, because it's relatively light. I'm not sure why, really. Or maybe it's because it might be that I wasn't that bothered about having it in the first place and I couldn't decide, and now that I've got it I'm just like, oh well, you've got it, whatever. You know, I didn't kind of hype it up in my own mind to the point where I'm scared of anything happening to it. So yeah, it's good actually. I'm just jumping on it and I'm feeling relaxed straight away, and I'm not uptight about the possibility of dropping it or anything like that. I'm just, you know, just enjoying it. So that just confirms even more that it was the right decision, really. Because sometimes having a new bike can be a stress, can't it? Sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want anything to happen to it. I don't want to go out today because I don't feel confident. I don't feel good. But yeah, if you can get on a new bike and just feel relaxed straight away, I think that's always a good sign. You've got to watch out for the stones and shite on the road here. Yeah, this bike is really friendly, easy to ride, definitely. Inspires loads of confidence. I look forward to being naughty with it when I'm allowed to use all of the revs and the weather's a bit warmer. That should be awesome. Good times ahead, I suspect. Got a white van now. We won't be able to keep up with him, I'm sure. Oh, maybe we will. Yeah, it's going to give me the gut's sake, I think. Oh, there were some nice bends coming up as well. God damn it. Oh, that's handy. Okay. That was good. I wasn't allowed to overtake there, but if he insists, I'll do it. I was going to wait till later, but there you go. You get to enjoy a couple of bends. Nice one. So now we're coming into Tahova, and then I shall be heading home to get Ruby a sausage. So I hope you enjoyed this first little look at Attila, well, the first look at Attila in some depth. And yeah, I'm sure he's going to be a regular on the channel and a regular under my backside. And as I said, I shall do a lot of the running in off camera so that we give the other bikes a fair go on the channel. And it should be excellent. So thank you very much for watching, and I will be doing a little pre-Christmas video, I'm sure, but in case I don't, for whatever reason, maybe I get COVID again or something stupid, have a great Christmas, you and your family, and also a happy new year. But I'm sure I'll speak to you before then anyway. So thank you for watching, take care. I'm off home now to get Ruby that sausage. Bye bye. So Ruby, what did you think of Daddy's first ride with Attila? Attila the Guerrilla, stupid name. Well, that might be the case, but anyway, we've done it now. Right, so you were such a good girl and you did look after the house for Daddy that it's time for, wait for it, sausages. And these sausages are from Steve at the Norfolk Thunderbolt. Thank you, Steve. So he's got a channel, that's the Norfolk Thunderbolt. I'll link to it in the video description because he's also a Royal Enfield enthusiast. Yes, he likes his Royal Enfields. I like sausages, come on, get on with it. Yeah, good point, hang on. Oh, thanks, Steve. Oh, this is a good sausage. I can tell. Oh, yes, it's a classic sausage. Oh, nice one. Bloody Attila, bloody Guerrilla, stupid name that is. See ya.